Are you going to just put money on favourites again?
But why would I do anything else?
Easy money.
I was just telling Oliver that I got told off by Austin Aries. He told me to stop videoing him on Wednesday. He was so proud.
Who of you?
Yeah, he was so happy. He really told you off, weren't you? He said, did you chat? Were you going to fight him? I went, no, don't be so ridiculous.
Did you say no? But Michael did stand 1 foot taller than him.
Yeah, alright, midget.
There's still only 5 matches on the betting card.
When did it go up?
Well, it was up yesterday when I had a look. I thought 5 wasn't enough, so I'd just wait until more go up, but there's still 5. And the odds have not changed much. They're a bit shorter, but they've not changed much.
What matches are there for
it? Styles, Cena, Reigns, Rollins, Kevin Owens, Ambrose. Oh, well, the ladder match. Tag match, and Rusev, Titus O'Neil.
Oh, okay.
So United States match, tag match, Money in the Bank, AJ Styles, Cena, heavyweight championship.
So just the matches that mean something then?
I guess so.
Steve, what's your Twitter handle?
Man, I've no.
I'm not on there anymore.
Oh, you got rid of it?
Yeah, I've aborted.
What, you've deleted Twitter?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
Why can't have any fun? That should be a new one.
Yeah. When does the NXT tour finish?
Today.
It's not long.
Tonight?
Yep.
Where are they tonight?
Plymouth.
I've seen one was sold out, wasn't it?
Bournemouth looked fun. Yesterday's.
It did look tiny though, didn't it?
What matches did they have compared to us? We can save all this for the talk.
They had it was a single main event.
Ah, excellent. Right, let's get this show going. I've got some yes, fun times. What the fuck is this? You're literally all here.
What, all the people you talk to?
Yeah, everyone I talk to is here. This is it. Don't talk to anybody. Oh, okay, it was you, Ollie.
Sorry, I was tweeting it out. This is going to make for great content for Aaron, isn't it? On the YouTube listening one.
Oh, we on?
Yeah, we've been on for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, Aaron, this one's for you. You crazy dancer with the man with the finger up his ass.
Just leave it like that. Do not explain anymore. It'll be hilarious.
What episode number are we? 36.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 36 of the Out of Nowhere podcast. I am your host today, Michael Allen. I am joined by a trio of our roster here. And first up, we have Stevie Allen.
Hello, hello, hello.
We have Chelsea Edgerton.
Hey.
And we have Oliver James Thompson-Smith.
Loving the full total introduction there.
Well, everyone just calls you Oliver James, and I don't know if that's because they don't actually know your name, or if they're not going to give you your full name.
It sounds like a member of the Mean Street Posse.
Well, I now do reside in Greenwich, so...
There you go then.
Well, we are going to have a short show today. Sorry we've not really had our Raw recap as usual, but we have been busy. We had a trip, out of nowhere trip to NXT live in Liverpool this week, and we're going to get into that. But first, we're going to just give our predictions for what should be a fun Money in the Bank pay-per-view. In general, guys, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, is it one of your favourites of the year, Steve? What do you think? Is it one of your favourite shows? I love the match itself.
I do love the match. I think it kind of all just, as you'd expect, centres around the main match. However, I'm really excited for this one. Roman and Seth have got me excited, and I really can't wait for AJ Styles and John Cena. I think that's been booked perfectly the last few weeks, I think, and all in all, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. AJ Styles and John Cena. Who'd have thought last year we'd have got that? Chels, are you looking forward to this one, or do you always look forward to the Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank isn't really one of my favourites, I don't think. I mean, I do like the match, but I think previous years it's not been. I can't think of the word. It's not really grabbed me as much, but this year the card is absolutely stacked. I mean, we've got great people actually in the ladder match, and then like Steve said, Roman Reigns and Rollins and AJ Styles and Cena. We can't really get much better than that at the moment.
Ollie, anything to add?
I disagree. I think Money in the Bank's probably their third biggest pay-per-view.
It's one of the shows that makes a difference in the calendar, doesn't it?
And they always seem to strive to put on like very good matches for it. I mean, last year was Seth versus Dean in the ladder match for the title, and Cena versus Kevin Owens 2. And then the year before that, you had the All-Star ladder match: Cena, Kane, Orton, Reigns, Del Rio, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt. So I think Money in the Bank has really become one of top 3, top 4 pay-per-view, which they seem to do even more so this year with the bigger than WrestleMania.
It's one of the remaining pay-per-views that actually have a gimmick on it, though, really, isn't it? I mean, with stuff like Extreme Rules and Battleground and stuff like that, there isn't any real match that makes it important, if you know what I mean. Like the Rumble, it's the same as in the Rumble, where everything builds to that one match, and it's one of the more popular ones as well. I mean, but even if you ask people who don't watch wrestling, if they're going to name any pay-per-views, it's probably going to be WrestleMania and Money in the Bank and the Rumble.
I think it's one of the gimmicks that works, like better than Hell in the Cell does. I mean, they throw that out there in TLC. It's like the gimmick pay-per-view that works and makes sense.
But bring back Elimination Chamber.
Yes, please.
Yes. For me, I like the match, but I just wish the match was still at WrestleMania. That's my opinion. It doesn't need its own show. Have that match at WrestleMania, because then you can keep the briefcase for a whole year up to WrestleMania. It just makes for interesting, compelling.
If I won the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, I'd be cashing in that night. It'd be ridiculous.
Well, exactly.
They'd say to me, "Wait," and there's just no way. I'd go in against everything and lose it.
Just like, Stephen, this is a scripted show. You can't just. I don't care. I must do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, let's get into the matches. And I've got another quiz question. Which match is going to be the pre-show? If you know already, fuck you.
I was going to say, I will keep away from this time because I know what the two of them are.
Don't we all know?
Why would you say two?
Why's the two?
Okay. Motherfucker. What the...
I don't know then.
It's going to be Cruz Sheamus as one of them, right?
Ding, ding, ding. Next.
Oh, well, I knew Corbin and Ziggler were the other
Ding,
ones.
ding, ding. Yeah. Corbin and Ziggler are the first match once again on the pre-show. Let's just go names, because I don't want to discuss them anymore. I don't think we need to. I'm going to go Corbin. Stephen?
Corbin.
Chelsea?
Corbin.
Oliver?
Corbin.
Excellent. Right, moving on. That was swift. If we do that for all of them, we might be done in 20 minutes. Second pre-show, Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. Stephen, the match who you think is going to win, but after Apollo Crews came on the main scene, and this is the same for Corbin really, recently. They've come on after WrestleMania and they came out strong, and since have just totally faded. Are you even bothered about these two at this point, or are we still having a slow build?
Bothered about which two?
Well, I'm putting both Crews and Corbin into this conversation, really.
I don't think in terms of where they're going, where they're at the moment, I don't think you can even compare them. Corbin's absolutely fine. I have no problem with what he's doing. I hope that this is the last time he fights Ziggler, but other than that, I think he's heading I think he's on the complete path to what he's supposed to be doing.
He's not been on Raw for 3 weeks, you know.
I don't think it's particular. Well, I must say then, if I didn't even know that.
Is
But
it 3 weeks now? See, in my head it's 3.
I don't think it's been particularly harmful to him. He's still sort of been. He must have been on SmackDown and stuff because I've got I do know what's going on with his storyline and stuff. But Apollo Crews. I mean, I've had my thoughts on the podcast about him before. He just wasn't ready from the start, and I think it's and my opinion hasn't changed on it. Like he shouldn't have come up when he did, and I think they're trying to find ways to get him, and they've given him a bit more airtime, haven't they, in the run up to this one? But I just find him really cringeworthy. Yeah. If I'm being honest, like I find it really cringeworthy when he's trying to cut a back scene promo, or if he's in the ring. When he's wrestling, absolutely fine. I think he's fantastic. He's a great wrestler, and does everything right. But the rest of the package, it hasn't been sold to me, and he's still not doing it. And I'm not really fussed for the match neither, to be honest.
So, who do you think is going to win?
Apollo Crews.
Chelsea. Given everything that Stephen just said and the fact that he has an apparent lack of charisma in terms of talking, is Apollo Crews doomed to fail?
I don't know. While Steve was talking, I was kind of thinking about what my prediction was going to be, and to be honest, I think it could go either way. I mean, he's either going to lose horribly to Sheamus, and that's not going to surprise me, because they're just going to bury him because he doesn't do anything, and he just comes out and smiles and does a really pretty moonsault and then walks away. It just depends how much they've got rooted on Sheamus still. But
he can't afford a loss.
No, definitely can't. But I'm going to go Sheamus winning this one, I think.
Fair enough. Oliver, what is your thoughts to the future of Apollo Crews? I've asked you all different questions, but this is basically the end point. What's he going to do next?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's been on WWE TV at all this week. Like, he wasn't on Raw. Fairly certain he's not been shown on SmackDown. I mean, even Corbin beat Zack Ryder on fucking SmackDown this week. But Apollo Crews and Sheamus just haven't been on TV this week, so it kind of says a lot for both of their futures, really, I think, if this is the build-up to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and they're not showing either of them in their apparent feud. So as much as I like Crews, he's almost become dead on arrival, and, well, we all know everyone's thoughts on Sheamus. I think it's just another match. I think I care less about this match than I do the Corbin Ziggler. I'm more interested in that one because I actually have an interest in Corbin doing something, whereas these two I give zero fucks anymore. It's really annoying because Crews has got talent and he's got something, but it's just if that's the writing, whether they're just kind of waiting on him till the draft and kind of giving a revitalize him as part of the draft, I don't know. In terms of the match outcome, maybe Crews gets a lucky win and then they extend the feud.
Yeah. So that's another one for Crews. Myself, I think that Crews at the minute is in limbo, and if he doesn't get a massive push and a chance when the brand split turns out, then he's doomed. That's my thought on it. But he's going to win this match. He's going to beat Sheamus. Right, let's get on to the main show. I don't know which match will come up first, but I think we will talk about the United States Championship. Rusev with Lana versus Titus O'Neil. Chelsea will go with you first this time. Your girl Lana's making an appearance. But Rusev versus Titus O'Neil.
Couldn't give a fuck.
No?
No, not at all. I have no idea what Titus O'Neil's doing in this scenario.
A lot of this. That's about it.
Yeah. He's obviously not going to win, is he? I think this is the most predictable out of all of them. It's just going to be someone for Rusev just to stomp all over, and that's just going to be good for building up Rusev's character again, I think. So all in all, it's going to serve its purpose.
So what's your prediction for the match then?
Rusev.
I'm only kidding. Moving on. Oliver. Titus O'Neil was a strange choice. I think we all maybe thought that perhaps Cena would be the logical choice, but he's obviously busy. Titus O'Neil, would he be the one you'd have gone with, or have you got somebody else in mind?
Well, I predicted that Cena was going to be busy elsewhere. Hey, hey, hey.
You've just got an insider, Ollie. That's all it is. You're just not refusing to tell us.
If I had a fucking insider, I'd be typing up more on outoflives.net, but sadly I don't. What do I
Alright,
think?
Mick Foley with a cheap look.
Gotta get it into where all that E3 coverage this week. Hey, hey, hey. Titus, what else were they really going to do with him? I mean, he got a push beforehand before he came. Obviously, live on stage. And then I guess he probably was only going to be the titles picture kind of soon, if he didn't get suspended. So I guess, they're kind of making the most of what they were going to do with it. They just, unfortunately, Titus has squandered any chances of winning from it. So I think it's just really, let's build up Rusev and move forward.
Do you reckon Vince just realised that he overreacted and was like, "Here, have a title shot"?
Well, that's exactly what I said, wasn't it? That he got annoyed to the point where there was a lack of disrespect and a lack of professionalism in the locker room, and he just needed to make an example of somebody. And I think it probably is an apology saying, "Look, I'm sorry I overreacted of what you did, but a line was crossed and I had to do something about it. I'll throw you a bone."
Yeah.
It's not really much of throwing a bone though. It's merely helping Rusev get back to the status that he should have always been kept at after losing to Cena.
I don't know. His contract might say something about that. He gets an extra payment for pay-per-view. He might get extra payment for a title match. I don't know. Could be anything that Titus O'Neil makes some buck.
I think it'd be a fun match though. Like Rusev always works better when he's got like a bigger opponent, and Titus can be pretty snug in the ring. So I think it'd be an interesting bit of a brawl they've got going on, power brawl.
So who are you going with?
Rusev is your reigning champion.
He is. Who's going to win
that? Rusev as your reigning champion will win.
Okay, Stephen, I have no question to ask you, so just say what you want to say about this match.
I wish it was Darren Young.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wish it was Darren Young too.
Do you know do you remember when I mocked it when it first started? I'm just going off on a tangent now, but when I mocked the promos of Make Darren Young Great Again, and now I absolutely love him. So I wish he'd have been given an opportunity. But in terms of the match, it's a strange one because I can only see it being a squash for Rusev. And well, I don't get Titus O'Neil anyway. I think that all I can think is that like what you and Chelsea have just said there, that Vince he's giving him an opportunity based on the fact that he completely overreacted to him tapping him on the back or whatever he did.
Grabbing his arm.
And just giving him an opportunity there. There's not really else to it. Rusev's going to win it, and I don't think it's going to be anything close. I don't think it's going to be a long-standing feud or anything like that. I think it's just going to be a one and done.
Fair enough. I think that Rusev will also win. I think it might be won with some shenanigans though, so there is a second match. That's what I think is going to happen. Because I don't know who steps up next, unless it's any of the ones from the Money in the Bank match.
The thing is, they can't really. They've got to be careful now, and you've got to think that they've got to be ready for when it splits.
True.
So I think when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship and the US Championships, I don't think we will see much in the way of anything happening massive until that time. And I think the likes of this match against Titus O'Neil is just to keep it ticking over until we have the split, and then they know which direction it's going to go in from there.
Well, luckily the Intercontinental Championship will not be defended while The Miz records his hit blockbuster movie Marine 17
with the Social Outcasts.
With the Social Outcasts, yeah. So
the fact they're in this movie.
Yeah, I mean we're all going to see it. I told you because
Bo Dallas is going to be Bo Dallas will be in a movie before CM Punk ever was.
Yeah, well,
believes.
That says everything, doesn't it? Rusev's going to win this match. And moving on, let's go with the Fatal four-way for the WWE Tag Team Championships. We have the New Day, Kyle Anderson and Gallows, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, and the Vaudevillains. Oliver, you can go first this time.
You would have to come to me on the fucking hardest one to predict.
Yeah, obviously.
Um,
I think legitimately two people can win this. Two teams can win this. What do you think?
I think they're equal, all four teams winning this one. I don't really see there being a.
I call bullshit.
I just thought I could make an argument that any one of those four could walk away with the titles easily.
I think with the four people in the ring, I think Enzo and Cass are not like giving it to them out of all the other three would be stupid.
What makes you say that?
Are you on my train now?
Well, I know I'm not firmly on your train, but
Firmly. Just tentatively, 1 foot.
Well, no, I don't dislike them. I like what they do, but I just think that now that we've got the New Day, the Vaudevillains, and Anderson and Gallows, I think to put Enzo and Cass over any of them would be silly, especially Anderson and Gallows.
Even though those two get the bigger reactions out of the three teams.
It's not all about reactions, is it? Otherwise, we would have had, I don't know, El Torito as champion. Kids, stupid people.
It's not just kids though. If I was going to say, I'd say the New Day are losing here. I think that's probably the most certainty I can give you. And then I'd probably go with Anderson and Gallows.
This is not how our predictions work. You need to actually say who's going to win. You can't just say they're definitely going to lose.
I want to say Anderson and Gallows, but I don't think they'd have Anderson and Gallows win in style, like both of the club winning the match. So I'm going to go with the Vaudevillains winning. Yeah, I could see them doing that.
Stephen.
Yes.
What do you think? Who's going to win?
If that happens, what Ollie's just predicted, I will definitely claim that he knows what's going on. Because that is just one too many in my book.
No, let's be honest. If he'd have said that the Vaudevillains are going to win and they won, then we would have said it.
I think we've got. I think it's either going to stay with the New Day, or Gallows and Anderson are going to win. I think the other two are set up for their own feud. I think that's solely why they're kind of in this match, to sort of then set up a feud between Vaudevillains and Enzo and Cass. I just can't see either of those getting the titles just yet. I'd be very surprised if the New Day lost them so close to like breaking the record. This might be just me being a bit soft, but I kind of think that the team would like them to break the record for longest, for what they've done over the last year. Yeah. I think they might kind of like. Do they have to get to? Is it to SummerSlam or Survivor Series? Is it?
Was it not just the next pay-per-view? I think it was Breaking Ground that had to get. I'll look it up if you want, but it wasn't many anyway. Let's put it that way. It's real close.
It's saying here that the longest reign is 331 days. So I'm guessing that if they do make it to SummerSlam, they're easily going to beat it, because that will have been the year.
If anybody is going to be the New Day, I think it's going to be Gallows and Anderson. But I really, and that's what I'm going to go for. But I really wouldn't be surprised if they left them on the New Day, let them get the record, and then Gallows and Anderson take it from them. In the future.
Fair enough. Chelsea, you have the important question here. Which of the combinations of the New Day are we going to see?
I'm going to go with the standard Kofi and Big E, I think, because in a match like this, I think that they're obviously the two strongest out of the three of them.
I can't accept this. Where's the love? Where's my boys?
I'm not discrediting Xavier Woods at all. You just want
him to blow Francesca while they're playing?
He had a
Yeah,
hell of a
yeah.
match of AJ Styles this week.
Oh, yeah, I could say I'm completely not discrediting him at all. I just think that Kofi is the veteran, as they say, and then you've got Big E, who's just like this massive powerhouse. And I think those two are the strongest out. Is probably the strongest combination. But I don't think it's certain that they're going to lose the titles at all.
I think it was the last pay-per-view we were watching, and it was Xavier Woods in the ring, and I can't remember which one of us said it, but it wasn't me, but one of you said it, that because Xavier Woods is in the match, they're going to lose. I was like, what? That's not fair. I don't know which one of you it was, but if Xavier's in the match, in the championship match, it indicates they're going to lose. That was the opinion. Poor Xavier.
No, I don't.
What's he done to deserve it?
I think people don't realize just because obviously Xavier Woods he's never really had anything, has he? I mean, like your Big E, he's been NXT champion. Kofi's been around for such a long time. I think out of the three of them, Xavier Woods is with like a casual viewing crowd Xavier Woods hasn't really been around that long, other than being in the New Day, and because he doesn't wrestle that many matches with them, I think that's where people's opinion of that stems from. Not that he's a bad wrestler at all.
Is our truth.
Given the fact that he had such a amateur wrestling background, don't you think it's weird that we don't see that?
Very. I definitely think his style should be a lot more along the lines of like Chad Gable and things like that. I don't get why he doesn't bring that to the ring, because I think that would make a pretty good addition to what the New Day have.
I felt it odd after I think I talked to you recently about his appearance on the podcast with Cody Rhodes on the Jericho podcast. Like, I was thinking that even with Cody Rhodes, that we didn't really see much of the amateur wrestling background that I suppose you potentially could have. We
don't really see a lot of that style on Raw, though, do we?
Maybe that's why we love American Alpha so much.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if did Xavier Woods? I didn't see any of Xavier Woods in NXT, so I couldn't really say what he was like down there either. I don't know if he had a different style or not.
No, he was there. He wasn't down in NXT, was he?
He was. He was in
NXT.
He was kind of he had like a '90s gimmick where he'd kind of come out looking like a Power Ranger or Dragon Ball Z type style trunks and whatnot, and I saw more of him, to be fair, when he was in TNA. Like, that's what I knew him. Like, that's kind of where I followed him from. And again, he was tag team with the R-Truth. But no, he's got a lot more than I think people are aware of. He's definitely got a lot more, and I think he showcased some of that against Styles on SmackDown this week. That you could realistically give this guy a singles run should the New Day split up in the draft. Like, I very much could see him.
No. I'm not having that. Keep him together. Keep him a powerhouse.
I think they'll split as well.
What? Why? Whoa.
I don't think it. No, I think Xavier will be on a different show to the other two, but because the tag teams can go. If they go with the idea that the tag teams can go across both shows, I think in theory he can still be on any show as part of the New Day. But I think one of them will be on the different show to the other two.
So
wouldn't that just make things really confusing, though?
Well, it would, but I suppose that way they could potentially get all the gold as a team.
Yeah.
Interesting. We can look at that later if it turns out, but it's an interesting way.
I think we're certainly going to see one tag team split up.
Yeah.
And without being funny, unless yeah.
Enzo and Cass, so Cass couldn't have spread his wings.
Or if they wanted to just go down easy street, they could just do the Dudleys, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could do, actually. Bubba Ray could do with that.
That's if they don't put the tag teams on one brand, which I have also heard rumoured.
Oh, well, it's going to happen then, isn't it? Because you've got sauces. Chelsea, who's going to win?
I wish I had sauces.
Who's going to win, Chelsea?
New Day.
You'd be interested to know. I'm going to go with New Day as well, but you'd be interested to know that this on the betting that I do, I always go with the favourites.
Yeah.
This is the closest one out of the entire show between the New Day and the club.
I think if it is going to be anyone other than the New Day, it is going to be Anderson and Gallows. And I think, was it Ollie? Did you say that you couldn't see Styles and the club both picking wins?
I can't. Knowing the WWE, I can't see them both picking up a victory tonight. It's got to be one or the other.
That would be a good way to push them forward, though, don't you think? I mean, if all of the club come out winning, it's going to be the push.
It's the one I'd love to see, but I can't see them doing it just because history says otherwise.
I don't know, actually. I think I might change my mind. I think Anderson and Gallows. That's my prediction.
Ooh, you're wrong. New Day. Moving on to the other club member, I guess, and one of the matches I guess we're all being looking for, John Cena versus AJ Styles, with the Gallows and Anderson stipulation that they're banned from ringside. Chelsea, you can take this up first. The match of a century build-up that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
I literally never thought that I wanted to see this match because I just assumed that it would never happen. So Chelsea, who's going to win?
AJ Styles.
You don't sound too sure.
No, I just want to explain my thinking behind it. That's all. I can't remember who said it, but the fact that they might make this like a 3 pay-per-view thing, so we're going to get like a 2-1 victory.
Me, I said that. I think Steven said it as well, actually.
But yeah, I think it's going to be like what they did with Kevin Owens. They're going to give you that win to begin with. So I think Styles is going to take the first one, and then John Cena will inevitably take the win after that, and then the deciding match. I don't know what that will be, but I definitely think that if they are going to extend this over 3, I think Styles is the one that they need to give the first victory to, especially with the club being banned from ringside too, because that will just then prove that AJ Styles is nothing without them. So if they do want to push him, which I think they do, giving him that first win over Cena is necessary, I think.
I like your logic. Stephen, where are you going with this?
John Cena win by disqualification. After Finn Balor comes and helps AJ.
No.
Do you think is that even a possibility?
I've worked out the travel schematics from over here
Which is why you were rescuing the tourists.
Back to America, and Finn has enough time to get back over there, have a little kip, and then jump into the match. No, I think that might happen. I think we could see it. Seriously, I think we will see Balor sooner rather than later. I think we'll see him before the draft, and it would be interesting for it to happen here. I find it quite. It was the whole. I wouldn't have even said it if I'm being honest if it wasn't for the fact that they've made such a point now of Gallows and Anderson not being allowed to interrupt the match. And with that stipulation being in there, I can't see AJ Styles winning it, letting AJ Styles win it clean this time round. I do think it's going to be a best of 3. But I'm kind of the other way to you, Chelsea. I think the only way for it to carry on is for Cena to win the first match rather than AJ Styles, funnily enough. Because if AJ wins it, and with the way that he's sort of portraying his character now, there's no reason for him to give Cena another shot if he wins.
It could be. It doesn't have to be a clean finish, though, does it? I mean, he doesn't have to be disqualified either. It could still be.
No, this is true.
But yeah, it could go either way, but nice.
I love how you give her all this 10-minute tirade about how it's going to work, and Chelsea just says one small thing, and you just go, "Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, changed my mind now."
I didn't say change my mind. I just said it's true that could happen. I'm still going for a Finn. Yeah, I'm going for a Finn.
But don't you think that totally ruins that? And for the 5th pick Raw drafts, that's just imagine Chelsea's reactions when that happens. Yeah. But I like your thinking. I like how your mind's working.
I just
But
like
it's a really good place to drop Finn in. Like, there's always been that, how are they going to do it? And it's definitely an opportune moment for them.
But also, Stephen has predicted the last 3 pay-per-views to excited Chelsea.
This is my purpose in life. It's just to wind Chelsea up on this
Just to
podcast.
excite Chelsea. Okay.
Because she gets bored. She's not interested in the pay-per-view until someone mentions Finn Balor, and then she's off.
Well, Steve, that could be your role here. You can be employed to excite Chelsea. Oliver, the tag match, New Day. No. No, we're not. We're past that.
Chelsea got you confused, Mike.
Yeah. What? What? No. AJ Styles, John Cena. Who wins?
AJ Styles, clean victory to push him through the SmackDown title. Otherwise, if he loses here, then good God, like he's not. They brought him in with all this hype and fanfare, and then if he loses to Jericho, Roman, and then Cena, it's like, why even bother at this point?
I don't think that him losing against Cena is going to like bury him. I think that they could definitely play it where it's not a bad thing.
But they've been playing it as not a bad thing since WrestleMania, and there's only so many times I think you can really play that card at this point.
But everybody loves an underdog, right?
Not when they're heel.
It's AJ Styles. It doesn't matter if he's heel or not.
But if you're trying to build AJ Styles as like,
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Chelsea there. I don't think it particularly matters if. I get what you're saying, because like when you think about it, when was the last time he actually won? When was the actual last time that he did actually win a match? But I certainly don't think AJ would be buried if he lost.
I'm not saying he's going to be buried, just saying, in the eyes of the guys who don't know who he is from TNA, he's just going to be like another guy who's just come in and, he loses, so he's not as good as Cena, he's not as good as Roman, therefore he should, he's not the big hype that everyone seems to build him up as, because he can't come to WWE's big guys.
For all of the casual fans that are out there, I think even the most casual of casual fans know of AJ Styles.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's transcended enough for him to be known, despite only being in WWE for a relatively short period of time. But that's my opinion. But who are you going with the win then?
AJ Styles.
So have we all gone AJ? Who's gone Cena? Stephen?
Yeah, I'm going Cena.
And I am going to join, not you, I'm going to go AJ Styles for the win. Let's move on to a tag team match, and it's the Divas this time. Divas, I keep doing it. The women. And we're going to have Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch in a match that, quite honestly, I could not give a shit about. I am going to give my prediction first this time, and I am just going to go out there and say that Natalya and Becky Lynch win because of Dana Brooke walking out on Charlotte, and we have a Charlotte versus Brooke match at the next pay-per-view. Stephen, your turn.
This is officially the moment that they've lost all momentum from where they were. Yeah. This is this is the end of it. I couldn't agree more with what you've said. I'm not particularly fussed. I've now lost interest in the women's wrestling again.
So who's going to win? You've got nothing to say. Who's going to win?
Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
No, you've got Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Oliver?
I would have to agree in part with Steve that they have kind of ruined the momentum they were getting in the build-up to WrestleMania and just kind of squandered it. It's just been wrong turn after wrong turn. It feels like. I'm going to say Charlotte and Dana just because they're the newest team, so I assume they kind of want to build them up at least, like Dana more specifically. And then hopefully with a returning Paige or Sasha Banks and even Nikki in the next month or two, things will start to get interesting again. But in the meantime, unfortunately, they've the women's revolution back to where we were about a year ago.
It's a little bit annoying when you think of all of the the stars, and we've all touted how many stars there are now in the women's division and how well it could have been booked, despite the fact that they wanted to go to Sasha and Sasha's not being available. They still had plenty of people to fall back on. It was quite annoying in that respect.
Well, it was only a couple of months ago we were saying how the division's strong enough to have its own tag team division, weren't we?
Yeah.
And look at it now, it's like you've literally had all the momentum in the world.
I think they've missed a complete trick in not having a women's Money in the Bank match. I really do think they have with what they've got.
I really do think that they just think women's matches, they're not having weapons.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Chelsea, who's going to take the victory?
I'm Charlotte and Dana Brooke. To be honest, I haven't put any thought into this match. It doesn't mean anything. If Dana Brooke does get that push to go up against Charlotte after the match, then I hate that because Dana Brooke's been up for like 2 minutes, and here we've got potentially Becky losing again. Sasha's nowhere to be seen. Paige is definitely nowhere to be seen. I think I would be really bitter if Dana took that spot. But no, I completely agree. It's the first time in months I haven't looked forward to the women's match on the card, and it's really disappointing.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Well, I've lone wolfed it here. I've got Natalya and Lynch. But I do think that Charlotte and Dana Brooke will fight next. But I do need to point out one thing happened on Raw, and it's your weekly Paige watch. Yay! Paige was there and she won. Can you believe it? So good.
No, I can't believe it, actually.
Charlotte now, isn't it? In like the past month.
Exactly. So why is Paige not? Just give Paige Charlotte a match. Even if Paige isn't going to win, just still give Paige that opportunity because she's been fuck knows where for the past fuck knows how long.
Well, in the balance of fairness, we now have to say that she's with Del Rio. What a cunt.
Do you reckon?
Crying out loud.
We have to do it every time.
Did you call Paige a cunt, or did you call Del Rio a cunt there?
No, not Paige. No.
The way you said it was like, alright.
Yeah, my jealousy is spilt over at this point. No. Paige is fine. Del Rio. Mm-mm. Moving on from the disappointing women's division now, which is so disappointing to say, let's go to the Money in the Bank ladder match for the contract for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, Ambrose, Kevin Owens, and Alberto Del Rio in what is possibly one of the most exciting lineups the match has ever had. Ooh, Chelsea, we go with you first on this one. Who is going to go through a ladder? Who's the fall guy?
Sami Zayn.
Oh, poor Sami.
He's going to pop up powerbomb from Kevin Owens for Sami Zayn.
Through a table? Through a ladder?
Through a ladder, yeah. Definitely.
Oh. Ouch.
But yeah, I definitely think that if for Sami Zayn not to just be a spare part of this, but he needs to take a really big bump, I think.
And let's be honest, out of all the ones in this match, he's the one that I can picture being that guy.
He's definitely so that way he's not put on a poor performance, and that's why he's lost. I just think it is going to be. Well, it goes with my prediction really. I think Dean Ambrose is going to win the briefcase. And it is going to be Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn that take each other out so they can extend that feud.
Interesting.
Yeah, carry on.
I'm just saying it was interesting. We all think that this feud is going to continue. So. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Dean Ambrose is taking this one, and it's going to set up a triple threat Shield storyline for a little bit. Well, hopefully not for a little bit, for quite a while. SummerSlam, maybe.
If that happens, Dean Ambrose has to cash it in quickly, and I just don't see that happening.
I think if I wasn't so convinced that they're not going to take the title off Roman, I think I would easily put money on Ambrose just cashing it in the same night. But what I don't want to happen is for Dean Ambrose to cash it in and lose. So, yeah, I don't. If he does win, he's going to hold it for a little bit, I think.
Alternatively, if Ambrose does win, he needs to cash it in immediately. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. But I don't. But if he does win, I just can't see them taking the belt off Roman, and that's what's really disappointing about it. Because could you imagine the crowd reaction if Ambrose walks out Sunday night as the heavyweight champion?
Yeah, it'd be like Rollins again.
Yeah,
It'd be
exactly.
crazy. Oliver, who are you gonna go with this match then? For a while you was on the Ambrose winning side.
Yeah, it kind of storyline wise and logically wise, it makes the most sense for Dean Ambrose to walk away with to be the one to walk away with the briefcase and build up to the Shield triple threat at SummerSlam that people have been talking about since the day they broke up. To be fair, however, with the with the Brock Lesnar thing, I think our SummerSlam main event's going to be Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar 2, 3 even. 3, 2, 3. How many times have they wrestled now?
Well,
Twice,
one was
One
where
was Seth cashed in.
Rollins cashed in, and the other one where Lesnar won.
Anyway, I think we're getting Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam as the main event. Therefore, I don't think Dean Ambrose is going to be winning. I think unfortunately, there's a part of me that thinks Del Rio could walk away with the briefcase here.
Fuck.
I have that. I have that embedded in my brain too. I think that is a definite possibility.
If he does that after all this Page stuff, I'm going to flip.
I think the order in which the most likely for them to win is Ambrose, Del Rio, Owens.
Well, you should go put a bet on that then, because he is the long odds for at 20-1 to win. So go put a quid on it if you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
It would be a very WWE move, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Or it might be that Dean Ambrose wins and we get an almost reversal of last year's Ambrose versus Rollins feud, where it's Rollins trying to stop Ambrose from cashing in like Ambrose did, which could be fun. But no, I'm in a cynical mood today. I'm going to go for Del Rio to win it.
Fuck me now. You better put that on our official predictions, my friend. Stephen, who are you going with?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh,
Bray Wyatt.
As we talked
it's a
about.
shot in the dark.
I don't care. I'm going to go find the episode. They put 7 shadows when they announced this match, and I'm convinced that they've decided afterwards that they've took it off to leave it as a surprise. I said it a couple of weeks ago. Randy Orton or Bray Wyatt are coming back at this pay-per-view. I'm convinced of it, and just because I'm a fanboy, I've gone for Bray Wyatt. If that doesn't happen, then I kind of have to completely agree with what Chelsea says in a Dean Ambrose prediction. So can I give 2, or do I have to say one of them?
Well, I think you can give one with a caveat. So.
I'm going to say Bray Wyatt with a surprise re-entry from his injury, with the caveat that if he doesn't return, exactly how Chelsea said, and Dean Ambrose wins.
I literally cannot believe I am the lone wolf on Kevin Owens winning this.
Oh, I would love Kevin Owens to win. That is my dream outcome. But
the one word you said with this was that the logical choice would be Dean Ambrose, and I completely disagree. The logical choice would be for Kevin Owens. He is the prize fighter without a prize, and when he has a prize, he is worth so much more. And with the amount of sass that he delivers anyway, that briefcase is only going to make that even better.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I mean, if Kevin Owens walks out with that briefcase, it will be the best possible outcome. But predictions-wise, I'm going with Ambrose, but I would love nothing more than Kevin Owens to win, because, like you say, that briefcase with him is just going to be incredible to watch.
So Chelsea, with your heart on Kevin Owens, you're going predicting Ambrose, and with your head saying that Del Rio is going to win, you've actually just almost
You've backed everybody.
I mean,
a psychic told me that Chris Jericho is going to win. And
let's even have a caveat. You can't caveat 6 different.
No, I am saying my prediction is Dean Ambrose. Let's leave it there.
Right, I'm going Kevin Owens. I'm not going to go with any caveats. I haven't a feeling for anybody else. Del Rio is with Paige, and and that's the end of that. Let's move on to
What a
He's
joke.
won enough, right?
Yeah,
He doesn't need any more. He doesn't need any more prizes.
It's fine. Let's move on to the main event of the evening. We have the World Heavyweight Championship match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Question 1, and you can just jump in with yeses and nos for this one. Is the winner of the Money in the Bank going to cash in tonight? Go.
No.
Yes.
Ooh, one yes. Oliver's not that.
He's just finding out off his source.
Okay.
If
Just-
they're real characters,
Just type it. Just
I'm gonna. No, they're not. They're not gonna cash in.
the results have come back in, and the computer says no. Okay. Right, this match then, the World Heavyweight Championship, Reigns versus Rollins, kind of builds itself up, and I think WWE would be really lazy with that. Don't you think that it builds itself up? So what they have done is just do video package after video package. I'm bored of it. Like, we've only had them in the ring together once, and that was on the rather entertaining Ambrose Asylum this last week on Raw, which was fun to have them all back in the ring together for sure. But I just think it's been a proper lazy build-up, considering it's the return of Rollins in a pay-per-view match. It's for his first match back, well, it'll be. It's crazy to think that they've just gone. We're going to just give you a memory road video package just to show you how we've got here. I don't know about what you think, Chelsea, but it's been a lazy build-up for me.
Yeah, I definitely think. I kind of agree. I mean, I definitely think they could have done more. Maybe.
I guess.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. I mean, they've done the same with Cena, haven't they? Like, they're not fighting any matches until this pay-per-view. I think it is just a case of holding that back, and they don't want to give you any more than they absolutely have to. And I think the video package do work to an extent, but yeah, like you say, it is kind of lazy. But like you said, the match also speaks for itself. Like, I'm not any less excited for it because of it.
Fair enough. Stephen, are you looking forward to the match? Do you think it will be the barnstorm we expect it to be?
I am looking forward to it. I think I do. I think I do agree with you with regards to like the build-up. They've kind of just, let it roll, like you say. I think with the return of Seth, they've got the match kind of just made, haven't they? And that's exactly what they've done. They've left it to that. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of actual action pre the match, between the two. But with that being said, I am looking forward to it. I don't, based on what we've discussed with everything else as well, I don't see anything other than a Roman Reigns victory though.
I'm going to put my prediction out there. I think Reigns is going to win too. I don't think it's a fairy tale return for Seth, unfortunately. Ollie, your opinions on the build-up to this match?
I think WWE didn't need to do much to build to this match, and they've kind of played it to each of the guys' kind of pluses, as it were. They let Seth do most of the talking when it comes to in-ring stuff, and Roman's done his video packages and his sit-down interviews, which is what he's best at as it is. I think the Asylum this week was good in the fact that it finally teased the fact that Dean Ambrose does have an opportunity to jump in there with the triple threat and walk away with the title, so you've kind of got that added into it. So I think the only real miss they had was that one episode where Rollins kept coming back and forth to the fucking ring. If they didn't have that, then I'd say overall this has been a pretty good build, but they have had that miss. But no, I've liked it, and they're going to put on one hell of a match. It's going to be a very, very good contest between the two of them.
Then who's going to win?
Neither. It's going to end up in a draw. Reigns obviously retaining, but they're going to be a draw.
Why? Why do you always? You always have to be different, Ollie. What's the deal? A draw, Del Rio winning.
If all of these come true, then
I should have put money on.
So let's just say we've got a draw, Del Rio winning, Enzo and Cass are the Vaudevillains winning the tag team championships. I mean, that's you're out there, man. You're out there. I tell you, your official predictions for our league won't show this recklessness. It'll be very safe. That's what I'm betting on. Chelsea, who do you think is going to win the match?
Reigns.
Walk out, your champ.
Reigns is going to win. I'm just going to put it out there and say Ambrose is going to walk out the champ at the end of the night.
You truly, truly, wholly believe that?
I do not truly, truly, wholly believe that. But
well, no, you think Del Rio is going to win or Kevin Owens, so you can't truly, truly believe it, I suppose.
All right, Jericho is going to win. There we go.
But what about Cesaro? Let's not go there.
No, that the match is going to end with Roman winning.
Okay. Pre-show prediction grade. Stealing a bit from my favourite podcast.
B minus.
B minus. Thank you. That's a joke for no one but me and Stephen. Let's move on to. That was the end of the prediction show. Let's move on to talk about our Wednesday night. We went to Liverpool.
The bit we can talk about, the bit we don't want to talk about.
Well, the bits you don't want to talk about, you need to talk about because I weren't there. So you need to kind of fill me in what happened there because I think there's a few blanks. I had a great old time. It's my first WWE event. I don't know about how many you guys have been to, but it's my first WWE event, and I thought it was a cracking time.
It was.
Go on, Chelsea.
No, I've been to Raw before. Obviously that's like a TV taping, but this was my first house show, and I really enjoyed how, like, we had Bobby Roode versus No Way Jose, and just the playfulness of it. It was really nice to see that side of it rather than obviously the storyline stuff we get on TV. So it's always really nice to see that different side of things. I'm just gutted that it was Bayley's birthday and we didn't get anything with Finn. There's no birthday cake. But
yeah, that when Bayley came out for a match with Carmella in a tag match, and literally at Bayley's entrance and Chelsea's there, so next to me tapping me, there's a birthday cake, and I'm like, where are you seeing this birthday cake? And actually, there was no birthday cake.
No,
Chelsea was just seeing things. But
it must have been a camera or something.
Yeah,
but,
they
like,
look the same. Totally do.
No, I saw I had like some dudes behind us saying there was a birthday cake, and I just I got my hopes up.
Man, the playfulness. I think that's a good point that you made. We've complained recently about the WWE humor in wrestling, and I suppose house shows is where you really get that. That the whole build up to No Way Jose dancing with Bobby Roode was class. It was just straight up classic. With the old, I'm not dancing. Oh, I can't control my legs. Fun time.
I think my highlight of the night was the "Give Us a Wave" chants and Jason Jordan.
The highlight of the night's got to be just to shit Robbie Savage.
To who was it? Wesley Crusher. Who? Blake. Yeah.
Blake and Murphy.
Yeah. Oh man. And then the show ended, and then we went out in Liverpool, and we ran into the wrestlers, as you do randomly.
I was stood this close to Bayley, and Samoa Joe was like the other side of the bar. It was ridiculous.
We need to put up that picture of Steve,
just generally.
He's got the Balor Club horns up going, and then in the background of his picture, there's Samoa Joe with a pint. There's Bobby Roode stood there. There's the Perfect 10, literally 1 meter away from him. I can't remember who else is in that picture, but
I think that's Dawson's in it.
Yes, that's right. You don't know which one, but one of them is in it. It was just a little surreal, don't you think, that they were just. And then Austin Aries on karaoke.
Drinking his red wine, that was just. It was a beautiful moment.
Well, you know that beer has carbs, so.
I love how he dedicated his karaoke song to all the people that had battled drug addiction in their life.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said it was the song was to everybody that had battled addiction, and as he was drinking a glass of wine.
I mean, I know. He said, "This is all for all the WWE superstars," and he got a good cheer for that. I mean, he went for a cheap pop in a karaoke pub, which was weird, and then promptly told Stephen and Chelsea to no recording.
Yeah.
So we'll quietly put up that video recording later on. No, we respected his wishes.
Yeah, but going back to the actual show itself. I mean, it was my first experience of a live show as well, and I really enjoyed it. Our other brother had been recently to Sheffield for the WrestleMania Revenge Tour, and had said that watching it in real life, it was a lot slower than it was on the TV. So I kind of sat there waiting for this slow thing, but I couldn't have disagreed. I thought it was really quick, and just for them, the fact that when you've read, you appreciate how much work they must put in to the show, and to the to what they put into everything, because on this tour, because we've ended up going on it, I've kind of looked at what the other matches have been, and there've been different matches every day, so they've had to like do a match every single night and produce something new every single night, and you've just got to give them props, haven't you, for what they can do, because apart from, with the exception of one finisher move from Knox, the English lad, that was the only one mistake in the entire evening. So for me to see them live and perfect, because I kind of expected a little lot, like a mishap here and a mishap there kind of thing, as with it being like a live show. And yeah, but with like I say, with the exception of that one move, which to be fair, it was one of the more difficult off the rope moves to do.
There's a split-legged moonsault for all those wondering.
Yeah, I thought that they definitely showed that the effort and the respect they deserve for putting on the shows.
Do you know the one person who disappointed me most? Have a guess. Out of everyone we saw, guess who disappointed me the most?
It's going to be controversial, this.
It really is, isn't it? You can just tell
Chelsea, prepare yourself. He's going to say Finnear.
Come on, predictions. Who's it going to be?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, okay. Who's got an elephant in their house? Jesus.
I think the neighbours are attacking something. For me, unfortunately, it was the women's that disappointed me, so I'm going to say one of the women.
Oh, okay. Are you going to be more specific?
Asuka.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Asuka too.
It was fucking Asuka, and do you know why? She sold so poorly.
She did sell poorly, yeah, she did.
Oh man, like some of the things that Nia Jax did to her and the way she reacted, I was like, really? I could have done better than that. Jesus.
You're absolutely right. I completely forgot about that. But I said to you, didn't I, when we were watching, there were two moves in particular. I think where Nia Jax went to kick her in the corner, and she was nowhere near.
Yeah.
She was absolutely nowhere near us. I completely forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah. I don't think any of the three particularly delivered. I mean, it was so for those who weren't there, it was a triple threat for the women's title: Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. And
I thought Nia Jax did really well, actually.
Yeah.
I think she was.
She tried to do it just because she tried to do the people's elbow.
Oh, she did. I forgot about that. Oh, man,
because she tried to go for the people's elbow.
The most overrated move in sports entertainment.
I think there's a lot of that. Like Bliss, as good as she seems to be on TV, in live, she wasn't. I don't know. She just didn't. Something was very off tonight in that women's match.
It was. It was the weaker matches I think we saw, but I just expected more of Asuka. I don't know why. I mean, she's seasoned and everything, so maybe it was because of that, but man, I'm so disappointed.
It was interesting seeing, having been to Takeover London and then coming to this, kind of the differences, like in terms of the entertainment, kind of what's on display. Like, obviously with takeovers, it's all very serious. It is about the wrestling. It is about, going out there and putting on match of the night after the match of the night. But I wouldn't say this was any less entertaining than Takeover London. They just did something different. Like, they really did play up to the crowd and really kind of made sure that everyone was having fun. This was a very fun show.
They're probably doing at the house shows the things that they want to do, but they can't do in the on the main shows, aren't they? Because how many times have you said to them, when they get asked that they want to entertain, don't they? First and foremost, and sometimes obviously when you've got a story to stick to, and you're in that sort of, you're going live and like you're part of a long-term story and stuff. It's hard to do what you probably wanted to do when you first started wrestling, and I think you saw from some of the reactions of the wrestlers that on the house shows they're probably doing what they wanted to do when they first start. When they had the dream of becoming a wrestler. That was the thing, to sort of entertain like that, and they are entertainers, aren't they? And I think like the house shows, they're given a free rein to do that. I mean, like Chelsea said about exactly, and like and like Chelsea was saying about Jason Jordan waving halfway through a move and stuff like that. It's stuff that they're not able to do when they're actually on the main show. I think they definitely enjoy it as much as the fans do, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
You'd like to think so.
They definitely seem to show it when they get inside that ring and they are all like smiles, and you can just tell that they're enjoying doing what they do, even if it's not in front of a live, it's not in front of a camera or millions of people watching on pay-per-view. It's just, the couple thousand people that are in there, or the couple hundred when they're doing the tours in NXT over.
Well, that's what you hear from like Daniel Bryan and stuff, that sometimes it's those small arenas where there's only been 100 people, or even less sometimes, that they're the memories that stick with you. So, I mean, how many Raws do they do that can be totally forgetful, and how many times do they wrestle in Liverpool,
I think the takeaway for me from this show is that just Ty Dillinger is he's just something they need to do something with him properly now. He has got so much kind of talent and fan support behind him now. Like, he is unfortunately becoming the new Tyler Breeze of NXT, but I just hope they don't do what they did to Tyler Breeze and actually use the guy. Cause
we do need to talk about the biggest heel move of the night, though.
But Ty Dillinger's shirt.
Yeah. Stephen went to the merchandise stall and has been looking for a No Way Jose t-shirt, and Chelsea said, "Oh shit, there's a No Way Jose t-shirt," and Stephen ran down to the other side of the merchandise stall, went, Where? Only for Chelsea to be laughing at him and pointing at him, and straight up Nelson from The Simpsons going,
I forgot about that. Horrible. It was horrible.
Straight up heel move.
There's nothing else to say.
No, well, if I'm heel, I don't need to apologise, right?
It's the equivalent of Shawn Michaels trucking Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window in my eyes.
Chelsea, you've got to go onto one of these printing websites and print in one yourself. Stephen, we saw No Way Jose in person. What was your opinion on him?
Fucking huge. Massive. I couldn't. That is the other thing is that when you stood next to some of those wrestlers, I could not get over how big they were. I mean, he was in particular huge, but Samoa Joe is literally built like a house. They were just.
He
very
didn't look
large.
too appealing, just sat at the end of the bar, did he?
No, he's exactly what we said. If you ever met him in person, you'd be still scared of him.
Samoa Joe is never out of character. Samoa Joe isn't out of character. That's what he's like with his kids. He just grumbles. He just grunts at them and everything.
He did look like he was grumbling to his pint glass.
Yeah, just a grumpy old man in Cardiff with his pint.
Me next to him.
he's just never out of character. Fantastic.
Chelsea, Oliver, you need to give us a rating on mine and Stephen's karaoke performance. Excellent. Oh, thanks. That's it. We'll move on.
There's a video, right?
There's a video somewhere. It's not allowed to surface.
I'd be interested to see. I mean, now I'd like to go to one of the, the Raw or SmackDown house shows and see how different that is to the NXT one. In terms of when they get. Yeah, when they get to a certain, when they've got to the main roster and stuff, how they are. I mean, I'm sure it is very similar to, to that, but do they get that freedom with it being NXT and a more sort of, the sort of underground type of thing? They get, they're allowed to do all that, and do they keep it as serious on the house shows for Raw and SmackDown as the actual, the live shows that we see on a week-to-week basis? It'd be quite interesting to see that.
Well, I guess it only
really
remains
enjoyed
to say, what was the highlight of your night?
I think. Oh.
No, go on, Chelsea.
I was gonna say, I am so glad I got to see Finn's entrance. I'd like to say that was my highlight of the night, but I don't think it was.
What was?
I think Nakamura's entrance was by far the best of the night. The crowd for him was just ridiculous, and yeah, I think Nakamura coming out was definitely my highlight of the night.
I've rewatched the video of my entrances that I recorded, and legitimately from when Balor entered and his music ended, the entire crowd started chanting, and it didn't, just started humming his song, and that did not stop until Austin Aries' music started. that entire period in between was full of us chanting Nakamura's song. So what's your highlight of the night?
I will agree completely with that. From Finn entering to, obviously they were tagging together, so went from Finn straight into Nakamura. That 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes there was pretty special.
Mark out material.
And then the end of the match when they both did the Nakamura move on the ropes.
Yeah. Is there a name for that? Is it just the Nakamura pose? Is that it?
It's just a pose that still gets holy shit chance.
And Ollie, what was your highlight?
I'm trying to think. I was gonna say the Nakamura entrance because my god, just seeing it in person is it literally goosebumps. And when I saw Takeover London live, I didn't get the same goosebumps that I got as just watching Nakamura's entrance on a fucking house show.
It's his epileptic white lights that flash at the beginning. It just looks so good.
Other than that, I think, as I said, Ty Dillinger. He was definitely his antics throughout the entire night with the Man United T-shirt, and just the way he got that crowd to boo him as much as everyone loves him was incredible. And seeing Bobby Roode live, actually, that was definitely a plus point. So yeah, those are my highlights.
Well, I would just like to say as the host that my highlight was meeting all you wonderful people.
That's the way to end the show.
Stephen, you came better than advertised. It was really nice to meet you.
We've only got a good 20-odd years of backstory and history leading up to that meet-up there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, he has caused me to have a permanent bald spot on my head. He has probably broken a finger or two in the, stuff like that. But it was finally nice to meet you.
Golf club in your head.
Golf club in the hair. Yeah. But apart from him, it was wonderful to finally meet the rest of our Out of Nowhere group.
And Russ isn't dead, he's just very, very hungover. In case you're wondering where the...
and do you know what? Aaron was a de facto member of the Out of Nowhere group for the night, and I think we should get him on the show.
We should get him on the show, and he'll be listening to this because he listens to the YouTube version.
He might even be listening. Hi, Aaron. Get your finger out of his ass. And with that, it is good night. So thank you for listening, and join us again for our pay-per-view recap show, which will be here on Tuesday. See you later.
You're going to do the plugs before we go?
Yes, I am going to do the plugs, and Chelsea's going to put them in the middle.
What?
You're going to put them in the middle before I say goodbye. You're editing.
Okay, that's. No, I didn't. Okay.
Right. Okay. Stephen, they can't get you anywhere.
No, I'm not.
Chelsea,
no, I'm not.
where can people find you?
Fight Chelsea Fight on Twitter.
Ollie, where can people find you?
I do have a Twitter. I think it's oliverjames.ix. But yeah, you can just catch me at the usual Out of Lives handles and whatnot.
You can get me at DjangoBob96 on Twitter. But do visit our parent website, outoflives.net, because it has been a big time in the gaming industry, which is one of our main hobbies. And there's a lot of news breaking, and Chelsea wrote up a lot of articles, ghost written for a lot of people. So go up there and see what our opinions on all the news was and all the videos that are coming out of there.
Yeah, we had podcasts on each of the conferences that a few of us got involved with over E3.
Did you get on one, Ollie? Did you get any on any?
I was part of the Ubisoft one. I think I pulled the short straw there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you fall asleep in their marathon conference? Because I almost did.
I watched it and then I did write-ups of the PC and Gaming one, which was actually surprisingly good.
Oh man, that Ubisoft was a fucking ball ache. 2 hours.
Yeah, well, they had a a depressed-looking camel on stage at one point, which that start of that show was fucking.
Oh, it was so weird, wasn't it? It was like Adam Rose had brought his party, and they was giving a somber message to the people of Orlando. It was so weird. Really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, visit outoflives.net for all of our wrestling and gaming articles.
And movies and TVs.
That too. This has been Out of Nowhere. Peace. Get us off live.
No, I thought we got give the bonus content to the people who actually do listen to the YouTube one.
See, how's your battery holding up?
It's alright actually, 69%.
Alright, there you go, it wasn't too bad at all.
No.
T-shirts are cheap. $14 for a T-shirt of ours.
Of ours?
Yeah, Out of Nowhere T-shirts.
There you go, bonus listeners. Go to our website and buy some T-shirts.
Yeah, for those who are still listening on the YouTube one, or if this gets thrown into the edit, www.tpublic.com/user/outoflives podcast, and you can get a delightful Out of Nowhere T-shirt for $14 for the next 7 hours.
So what did happen after I went to bed?
I'd like to say I could remember myself, but I can't. We went to fucking Pop World, didn't we? Went to the local gay bar. That's where we went. And had
nice.
When are the main roster back over here?
Are you still doing back in England? I thought you were still working out where Bella was going to fit into this pay-per-view.
I can do that if you want.
I don't know. When did you say, Chelsea? She was in November.
Yeah, November. Raw's in Glasgow though, but they have house shows while they're over here, so yeah, it'll be November.
It's at Leeds in November.
At the grado chance you'll get in November, Glasgow show.
So we all off to Leeds in November.
I'm so down for that. I really want to see a main roster house show.
Leeds.
Yeah, I've definitely got the bug now to go to more wrestling shows.
I know, that's the thing, right? I mean, there's a wrestling school down on Kirkstall Road down here, which isn't really far away.
Why?
Well, because I'm 6 foot tall and fat.
And you can't teach that.
Exactly. I like sweets, and I like beer, and I like chocolate, and I like crisp sandwiches at midnight, and I like gaming, and I don't have time to exercise.
I'm fairly certain that was half of the old ECW roster. You just
Well, do you know what? I just thought that sounds a bit like the Sandman.
Sandman, Bulls Mahoney, Tommy Dreamer.
Right, guys, I'm off.
Alright.
All right.
I'll actually end the podcast now.
Catch us later.
Later.
See ya.